Okay, so let's jump right into today's deep dive. We were heading over to Mountain Grove, Missouri, looking at a Sunday service from the house church. And first things first,
Pastor Darren is finally back.
he is back. It's so great to see. So today our mission is really unpacking his message, which centers on this one specific word, pursue.
Right. Pursue. And he doesn't mean, like a casual or passive hobby. He's talking about actively hunting down a relationship with the divine.
Exactly. And specifically, we're going to look at how he connects the biblical story of Peter going back to fishing with our very modern struggle of, well, just retreating to comfort when life gets weird.
And speaking of comfort, we have to talk about his intro story.
Oh my gosh, the movie theater.
Yes. So he had been away sick. He mentions he was basically sick as a dog with a migraine, almost throwing up.
But he still manages to take his wife, Peggy, to the movies, which
Yes.
was their first time in 10 years, by the way.
Right, 10 years. And he walks in and discovers
Declining chairs.
he is just completely baffled by these recliners. He's standing there feeling awful, but he's totally mesmerized by this little button that lifts his legs up.
It's such a funny, relatable moment. I mean, you have this spiritual leader who's physically drained, and he just finds so much joy in this random modern luxury.
It totally grounds him, but it also serves as this perfect pivot to the real heavy lifting of the message, the shift from seeking physical comfort to seeking spiritual safety.
Right. He takes us from that theater recliner straight into a fishing boat.
Comparing two very specific biblical fishing trips, Luke chapter 5 and John chapter 21.
So in both accounts, the disciples are fishing, and in both, they catch absolutely nothing until Jesus steps in. But the context is completely different.
It's night and day. Luke 5 is the beginning. They meet Jesus, catch a ton of fish, and then leave their nets to follow him.
But John 21 is post-resurrection.
Right. Jesus has died and come back. And Peter is grieving. He's confused.
So Peter just says, I go a-fishing, which sounds so casual.
It really does. But Pastor Darren points out, this wasn't a weekend getaway. It was a full-on identity crisis.
Like he's essentially saying, I don't know how to do this without Jesus physically leading the way, so I'm just going back to what I know.
Exactly. He's returning to that old safety net, but they fish all night and catch zero. The old ways just don't work for him anymore.
Until morning comes. Jesus is on the shore, though they don't recognize him yet, and he tells them to cast on the right side.
And suddenly they haul in 153 large fish, which is such a specific number.
It really is.
It represents this incredible abundance. But the key detail here is the net didn't tear. Back in Luke 5, the nets broke. Now their capacity has actually grown.
Wow, yeah. They can handle the blessing now, but only when they do it his way, instead of retreating to their old habits.
Which brings us back to the shore. They have breakfast, and Jesus pulls Peter aside for that famous moment.
The recommissioning. He asks Peter 3 times, do you love me?
Right, mirroring Peter's 3 denials. It's this beautiful moment of healing. But the command Jesus gives isn't, go be a better fisherman.
No, it's feed my lambs, take care of my sheep.
Exactly. And Pastor Darren makes sure to emphasize this isn't just a job description for the clergy.
Right, this is for everyone. He calls everyone a masterpiece with a unique role in the body, whether you're in the church building or out at your day job.
You don't have to literally quit your job. It's about laying down the nets in your heart, doing your work as unto the Lord instead of just doing it for a paycheck.
And that's what makes the end of the service so powerful. He invites people to the front, not to ask for miracles, but just to say, yes, Lord, I will.
A physical act of stepping out of the boat.
Leaving the recliner, so to speak. So for you listening, here's a provocative thought to chew on.
Identify your fishing boat.
Right. When life gets confusing or the pressure hits, do you press forward into the unknown, or do you instinctively run back to the safety of who you used to be?
It's a heavy question.
It really is. Well, that wraps up our deep dive on the Pursue message. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.